The shinies in Generation 9
suck.
I know I'm late to the party on this one, but with the recent release of Paldean Fates, a set focused around Gen 9's comically bad shinies, I thought I'd toss my hat into the ring. Starting off with probably the most egregious fumbles, the starters. It really is a shame, because they'd clearly put effort in recent gens to make the starters have good shinies. But for some reason, they decided to give these guys the Gen 4 treatment.
Bruh.
So let's fix them. Starting off with my favorite of the bunch, Fuecoco. Now, if I really wanted to fix them, I could just make all these shinies black or white, and they would probably look amazing, but I think that would get boring and repetitive. Instead, I'm going to try and use colors we don't see often to really make them feel unique and stand out. I also want to make these shinies feel realistic, and something that would feel believable in game. So, for the fan fave starter of Gen 9, we went with...
It's green.
Now, I'm not the biggest fan of green shinies, but it just fit this guy too perfectly. Fuecoco kinda resembles an apple or a pepper. You know what color both those things can come in? Fuecoco is also a crocodile, which again, just so happens to be green. Nothing too crazy to start off, and yet, an infinitely better shiny than the one we got. Fuecoco's evolution, Quaquaval, follows the same pattern as its pre-evolution, switching the red to green. But it isn't until Ceruledge that we see a considerable change. With its new ghost typing, we decided to give him purple flames, and change the green to a more swampy aqua color. Still fitting in line with its pre-evolutions, but with an added spooky vibe. Overall, a much needed improvement that not only makes sense, but is also very unique. So, remember what I said about not just making every shiny black and white? Well, forget what I said because we're making Sprigatito black and white, but in my defense, this one has a good reason. I mean, it's a color that cats can come in. Floragato also becomes black and white, with the pink parts becoming more of a red color. And finally, we have the Magician Pokemon, Meowscarada, donning the OP shiny color scheme. Now, the real reason why I broke my own rule for this line is because not only is it a color scheme cats can come in, it just so happens to also be the color scheme of playing cards and gestures, which fits Meowscarada perfectly. To wrap up the starters, we got the Quaxly line. This one was a no-brainer. We just made him duck colored, which just like the last two lines, works even better once it reaches its final form. Quaxwell keeps that nice orange color, but throws in a nice bluish purple color into the mix, resulting in a color scheme we don't see too often. But it all comes together on Quaquaval. The orange becomes a noticeable golden color, which not only stays true to the duck motif, but also kind of makes it look like it has blonde hair. That very unique blue remains from before, to remind everyone it's still a water type, and contrast that gold color. Unlike this eyesore of a shiny, our new shiny fits Quaquaval's showy nature perfectly. Now this is what a shiny starter trio should look like, not whatever they were cooking here. But we aren't finished just yet, cause of course, my absolute favorite Pokemon from Gen 9 got hit with the laziest doo-doo looking shiny ever, Baxcalibur. It should be a crime to have a shiny this bad. I would honestly prefer if it was just one of those shinies that looked the exact same, cause then it would at least be funny. Like check this out, all they did to make this shiny was move a slider in Photoshop.
Bruh.
I guess someone over at Game Freak really wanted to go home early that day. But that's where I come in, cause I'm here to fix my Ice Dragon boys. Starting off with this little guy, Frigibax. Now one of my personal favorite shinies is Shiny Aurorus. Something about an ice type turning blue and white fits so well. So I tried to replicate that color scheme here with Frigibax, which I think is a huge improvement over the original. Next up, we got Arctibax, who also suffers from having a lame hue shifted shiny. So I carried over the same color scheme from Frigibax, while adding some deeper blues. This new and improved shiny makes Arctibax feel more like an ice dragon, unlike that faded shiny we were given. And finally, the big man himself, Baxcalibur. Now I don't think it's much of a secret that Baxcalibur here is based on Godzilla. So as a huge Godzilla fan myself, I couldn't help doubling down on this reference and make Baxcalibur resemble him even more. Now look, I know what I said with making shinies black and white, but how could I pass up on a shiny that's this perfect? Last but not least, the most disappointing shinies in Pokemon history, Armorouge and Ceruledge. Now swapping the eye color to match the other one wouldn't be a bad idea, if it wasn't literally the only thing they changed. Especially when there was just so much potential. All it takes is just a quick Google search, and you'll see just how cool these shinies could have been. Now I could have went with the easy play, swapping their color schemes or making them look super edgy, but that's been done already. So I took it as a challenge to find a happy medium between what fans want and what Game Freak would do. Instead of focusing on the eyes, I decided to hone in on the most important part of Armorouge and Ceruledge's design, their armor. So I kept it super simple and decided to just darken both of their armor. Simple, but effective. A nice balance between edgy AF and doable for Game Freak. Well, there you have it. I'd love to hear what you guys think of these objectively better shinies. I make sure to read every comment, so let me know what you guys think down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. It really helps your boy out. I can't thank you guys enough for all the love and support on the last video. I had a lot of fun reading those Magnezone comments. I would have never guessed there was a considerable amount of y'all that saw him having only one eye. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao fellas.